What's good, YouTube? I'm back again with another video. I kind of want my videos to kind of have this flow about them. So in my last, which is why, see, got to reel them in because you won't know what I'm talking about now. If you didn't watch the last one, watch it. In my last video, I was talking about, kind of finding your path and what that kind of means. And in today's video, it definitely interlinks, and it's about not comparing yourself to others. Now, the number one reason why you can't compare yourself to others is it's a disservice to yourself. Let that settle in. It's a disservice to yourself. When you're constantly comparing yourself to someone else, thinking, I've got to be better than them, I've got to beat them at this, why is it happening to them and not for me? You are fundamentally prioritizing them over you, and that should never be. No one should ever have priority over yourself. I do get it. I think when you compare yourself to others, there's two extremes. On the one extreme, you have, like, let's say social media. You open Instagram, you open TikTok. I don't use TikTok, but okay, TikTok. And you're kind of seeing a lifestyle presented to you where you've got people that are very influential. You've got a lot of young people nowadays making money at a young age, so that adds pressure. And it's just snapshots of when people are living their best life. Sometimes they're not even living their best life. Sometimes they are literally staged to give the appearance that, yeah, everything's cool, everything's Gucci. And that's not the reality. But the problem is that we really struggle now to kind of disconnect from what's fake and what's real. And social media hasn't helped that because, we're always on it. We're always consuming ideas of what we should be doing. So naturally, we're going to compare ourselves. Now, I think me personally, I don't absorb too much into social media. I only have Instagram at the moment, and with Instagram, I try to make the content as beneficial to me as possible. So I don't really follow, like, celebrities that I don't look up to, for example. I don't follow pages that are really advertising, like, nonsense. I don't know, like, I feel like there's a lot of contradictions on social media. You'll see one post that says one thing, scroll down, and then another post is saying, like, something completely different. And I think it influences your thought process quite a lot. So for me, I want to engage in material that will encourage my thought process, make my thought processes better. If I'm going to engage in social media, I want it to benefit me, because technology, it can be beneficial to us, but we have kind of made it so that it's just alienated us, distracted us a lot. So yeah, I'm not all about that. However, I do understand why there is that pressure to, okay, like, if we use an example, like Kylie Jenner is like the same age as me. I think she's actually younger. I cannot compare myself to Kylie Jenner. I am not a billionaire. I do not have my own makeup line. I do not come from a family whose name alone has brought them into the position that they are. So it doesn't make logical sense for me to compare myself to Kylie. It doesn't make sense for me to compare myself to anyone that's not myself, because everyone's situation is different. My situation is different. I don't know what circumstances added to their fame. I don't know what circumstances added to their difficulties, so I'm not going to compare. Easily said than done, though, because it is about training yourself mentally to not compare. So that's one side of comparing yourself to others. The other side is a bit techie. And I think sometimes we compare ourselves to close significant others. We have sometimes very close friends that we see almost as family, like, kind of like as us, because, this, as the saying goes, like, you surround yourself, or you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Does that make sense? You get what I'm trying to say. Like, the people you're around reflects who you are. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think sometimes, like, if you're close with someone, or even if it's like a family member that you really look up to, and you're both striving for the same thing, and sometimes you might feel like, oh, like, it's really working out for them, it's not really working out for me. Like, I think you do feel pressure. You don't want to feel like you're competing, because you never want to feel like you're competing with your friend. You want to feel like you are encouraging your friend, you're uplifting them, you're motivating them, and vice versa. Like, you want to feel that back from your friendship. But it becomes problematic when you're looking at them thinking like, oh, they're doing so well, I'm not doing so well. And I think it just causes a lot of unnecessary stress and anxiety. You can only focus on you at the end of the day. You cannot have other people's thoughts, opinions, and circumstances influence what you're trying to do in life, because it will never work out, you know? Like, you will always be comparing yourself to others, and that's so much mental energy that you could be using to put into yourself. Like, how can I make my situation better? Like I said in the last video, what is it I need to do if I want to get somewhere to get there? Not what is the other person going to do. The other person's not going to go to an interview with you. The other person's not going to go to work for you. If you want to create content, that person's not going to create the content for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to wake up every morning, go to bed every night, and improve on yourself. If you want to go to the gym, okay, I get wanting to go with others, but again, it's that self-discipline. If you want a body type, if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, you have to put the work in. It's your body. You can't compare yourself to someone else's body. Because it doesn't make sense. That's not your body, hun. You can have a body type that you want and you aspire to have, but you have to put the work in to get that body. You have to go to the gym certain number times of days. You have to implement a diet. You have to do so much. I did at one point get very influenced by other people. I remember at uni, when I was finishing uni, I did not want to go on to do a master's. No, cut it. And at that time as well, I didn't have a job. It was very stressful because I had like a summer job, which I was content with having. I knew it gave me time, but everyone else around me, you know, it came to that time of the year. It was like, okay, we're finished uni now. Like, what are you doing? Some people were like, yeah, I've got a job lined up. I'm going to do my master's. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And like, at that point, I did compare myself to other people, and I was like, I just thought, shit. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I went into doing a course, which, although I was interested in, I know for a fact that I only engaged with it because I felt that stress. So I went back into like an academic setting that I knew I wasn't ready to go into. But yeah, I was stressed, and I wanted to say like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. So when people asked me, I was like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of doing something. And it just didn't work out for me. It didn't work out for me because I didn't even like it. It didn't work out for me because of like other life influences. But again, that made me readdress the decision behind even going into it in the first place. And I realized like, yeah, I honestly wasn't doing this for me. And if you continue to go into situations or do things that are just not for you, it doesn't feed your soul, it doesn't feed I can't speak, it doesn't feed what you're striving for. Not to say that you're gonna fail, but sometimes when you lack motivation to do something, your intrinsic drive is going to be what's going to push you on those hard days. So if you're going into something already that you don't even want to do, and you're doing it for other people, when those hard days come and then people are not around, they're not going to help you, or they don't even care what you're doing low key. Like, are you going to be giving it 100%? Not really. Like, you're going to give it just about an effort, to be fair. So, you know, don't compare yourself to others. Just live your life. you know, do what makes you happy. Find things you enjoy. Find things you enjoy. Find things that when you're doing it, you're like, wow, like I feel passionate about this. Like I feel like it's igniting something in me. This could be me finding myself through this. And this is why, again, I said my content's kind of linked, because I've noticed that when I stopped thinking for other people and thinking for myself, I really found the things that I enjoyed. I found the things that were working for me. I found like I started to kind of find myself a bit more. And I think that is challenging. I do think it's really challenging. But you can make small steps to get to that end point. And we're going to start with not comparing ourselves to people. And train yourself mentally as well. Like in your head, if you're someone that's always trying to please other people, compare yourself to other people, like train yourself. Like say to yourself each day or every couple hours in the day, like I am my own person. I'm going to do what makes me happy for me. And I'm going to try and actively take the steps to do that. And then I think over time, when you do something consciously and you do it enough with repetition, it then becomes unconscious and it feeds into your natural behaviors, you know. I know sometimes, for example, you might have family that want you to do something or go in a certain direction because it suits them, it suits their expectations of what they want you to do. But it just loops back to the same thing. Does this satisfy me? Am I happy doing this? And if the answer is no, you got to go. So yeah, that's today's video. Like I said, please check out my previous video if you've not. If you have, then I hope this was just a good kind of continuation to the sort of discussion we were having. And I will see you in my next video.